Mr. Bailey, my name is Rachel Zane. I am a law student at Columbia, and I'm here to talk to you about your case.
Student?
Yes, we work alongside the Innocence Project to determine if you have the criteria for an appeal.
Do you know how long I've been sitting on death row?
12 years. I read your file.
And for the last 10 of them, I've been writing letters and begging any lawyer to listen to my story. And they finally get around to getting back to me. And they don't even have the courtesy of sending me a real lawyer?
Mr. Bailey, trust me. I will fight for you.
You're a student. You can't do shit for me.
Well, you know what? You killed 2 people. In cold blood. You know it, and I know it, and that's why you're in there. So thank you for making the decision to not take your case. An easy one.
You don't know me. All you know is what you read in some damn file. I didn't kill anyone. I've been saying it for 12 years, and I can prove it.
You're right. I don't know you. And you don't know me either. So do you want to take a chance on each other or not?
I need help. Miss Zane.
So let me help you.
Excuse me, Professor Dunbar, do you have a moment?
This is the faculty lounge, Miss Zane. You're not supposed to be in here.
I understand that, and I'm sorry. It's just this is important, and you weren't in your office.
What can I do for you?
I met with Leonard Bailey yesterday. He's the inmate
I
on
know who he is. Is there a problem?
Yes, there is. He's rotting on death row for a crime that he didn't commit.
So you met with him for 10 minutes, and you're ready to release him?
No, what I'm saying
You're
is
a second-year law student, Rachel. I asked you to be a part of this because you're one of my brightest students, but I also asked you in particular because I didn't think you'd be so naive.
Excuse me?
Your job wasn't to talk to Mr. Bailey once and, after being moved by his tale of woe, tell me to jump him to the top of the pile. It was to assess his case and present evidence.
And it's exactly what I'm doing here. I just left 2 boxes of textbook prosecutorial misconduct with your secretary.
You found all of that since yesterday?
Yes, because while I may only be a second-year law student, I have been a practicing paralegal for the past 8 years.
Looks like I have some reading to do.
I'm sorry for interrupting your day.
Good afternoon, Miss Zane.
Good afternoon, Professor. Hello?
Rachel, Professor Dunbar.
What is it?
I know how passionate you were about Leonard Bailey, but I just heard back from the Innocence Project, and I'm afraid his case doesn't qualify.
What do you mean it doesn't qualify? We have 3 different grounds for an appeal.
And unfortunately, none of them revolve around the existence of previously undiscovered DNA.
What does that have to do with it? The man was railroaded. He deserves to have his case retried.
It has everything to do with it. Because in a case like this, that's the primary determinant for whether it qualifies or not.
I don't care whether it qualifies or not. I promised Leonard Bailey that I'd fight for him.
Well, you shouldn't have done that.
Professor, I know that we're not supposed to become emotionally invested in our clients, but if we don't have any passion, then what's the point of trying to help them in the first place?
Rachel, I understand this is a difficult thing to hear, but there's nothing I can do. Look, I give you my word. We'll find you a new case.
Well, if it isn't my knight in beautiful armor.
How are you, Mr. Bailey?
Please, call me Leonard.
I'm afraid I have some bad news, Leonard. The Innocence Project looked over the new evidence. They decided not to take your case.
What does that mean?
It means there's nothing else I can do.
I knew you couldn't do shit for me.
No, you don't understand. They almost never take cases without new DNA evidence, and yours had none.
I don't care about that. You asked me to take a chance on you, and now you march in here and tell me you're giving up?
No, Mr. Bailey.
You said you would fight for me.
I did fight for you.
Well, then fight goddamn harder!
I'm sorry. And I understand how you feel. But there's just nothing more that I can do.
How do you know what I feel? You don't know what it's like to be kept away from your loved ones.
Actually, I do.
How's that?
My fiance's in prison.
How long?
2 years.
2 years is nothing.
It doesn't feel like nothing to me.
What if it was forever, Rachel? Would you give up on him like you did me?
I didn't give up on you.
You said you found compelling evidence.
I also said that it wasn't enough.
That sounds like giving up to me.
Rachel, what are you doing here so late?
Professor, do you have a minute?
Of course. Yeah, sit down.
I went to see Leonard Bailey this morning to tell him we were turning our backs on him.
No one's turning their back on him, Rachel. There are just better cases.
No offense, but that's bullshit.
Excuse me?
You read his file. There's enough evidence in there for him to get a new trial, and instead we're gonna let him rot on death row.
Rachel, I understand how you feel, but there are some things that...
I feel like I dropped your class to take this case.
And I told you I'd get you another one.
I don't want another one. I want this one.
Rachel, I cannot provide you with the resources and the backing anymore.
Okay, so what if I were able to provide my own resources and to get the supervision of a qualified lawyer?
What are you talking about?
I work at Pearson Specter Lit, Professor. They've been known to take a pro bono case from time to time.
Okay. Okay, you win, Rachel, but this is highly irregular.
I don't care. It's not a good enough reason to turn our backs on Leonard Bailey. Jessica, good, I caught you.
Rachel, what is it?
Do you remember my Innocence Project case?
How could I not? Badass Rachel.
Thank you. So I took it, but now they're saying that it doesn't qualify.
Let me guess, you want us to take it on as a pro bono?
All I need is 1 hour a week of supervision, and if I need to appear in court, you come with me. I know that that's a lot to ask, but...
Rachel.
I wish I could tell you I had an extra hour to give, but I don't.
Jessica, please. If you would just come with me and meet this man.
No, this is my point. I just found out we have less time than I thought we did to get this firm back on its feet, and I can't afford to spend 1 minute on anything else.
But, I mean, really...
Rachel, I'm sorry. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Okay. I'll do it.
Excuse me?
You're pro bono. Bring me the file tomorrow morning.
Jessica, I'm sorry. Can I just ask why?
What does it matter?
Matters to me.
I've been out all day trying to drum up business, and it hasn't been easy. So from now on, when people Google our name, I'd rather they see innocent man freed by Pearson Specter. Then Manhattan law firm hires a fraud.
Thank you.
Good night, Rachel. Rachel, whatever it is, it's going to have to wait.
Okay, but you told me to bring you everything I have on the Bailey case this morning.
Great. Leave it on my desk, and I'll get to it sometime this week.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jessica. I was really hoping that we could go over it today.
I was hoping to be out the door by now.
Look, I know that I said this wouldn't take up too much of your time, but...
Rachel, I said I would do this, and I will. But you just have to be patient.
I understand. It's just Leonard Bailey's been patient for 12 years.
And I have sympathy for the man. But today's not the day.
Rachel, what can I do for you?
I was hoping you could do something for Leonard Bailey. I drafted a motion to reopen his case, but I need a current member of the bar to file it.
And what happened to the person you said was going to take this on?
She can't get to it till later this week, but I want to get on this as soon as possible.
Rachel, I'm sorry, but I told you before, I don't have the resources to work on this case now.
Professor, this man has a wife who gave up on him and children that he doesn't see. His entire life is passing him by, and the only way for him to start getting it back is to just have someone who cares enough about him that they give him a half hour of their time.
Let me see your motion. This is well drafted.
Thank you.
But I'm afraid it won't work.
No, what are you talking about? Look, there's no reason that he should have been convicted. Look at the evidence.
That's not the point. Rachel, I've worked on dozens of these cases. And like it or not, the standard to reopen is higher than what it says in the books. You'll need something undeniable.
Then what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to use your gumption to find that something and get Leonard Bailey the justice he's been waiting for.
Since when do we get a room instead of having to use those damn phones?
Since I officially became part of your legal team.
My legal team.
That's right. The firm that I work for is taking your case.
After all this time. Thank you.
You're welcome. But we still need to get the case reopened. And to do that, we need to find something new.
So where do we get that?
I was going through the state's case file and I read your police report. You said there was a woman with you that night who can testify that you didn't kill that couple.
That's right, Maria. But that's not new.
Well, it's new as far as the court's concerned because it was never admitted at trial.
Well, let's admit it.
It's not that easy. I need to understand why it was never admitted.
Because the damn woman up and disappeared before my trial. My lawyer didn't do a thing.
You had an alibi witness and your public defender let her get away?
That's what I've been saying. Maria could have told the jury that I didn't do it. Instead, no one told him. 2 weeks later, I'm in here. And I've been here ever since.
Is there anything else I need to know? Then I need to find Maria Gomez.